Good afternoon. My name's Kate Chambers. I'm the Northern District Police Commander here in Tasmania. Today, as you know, a 36-year-old has been taken into custody in relation to the disappearance of Shyanne-Lee Tatnell, our 14-year-old missing person. On the 30th of April 2023, Shyanne-Lee Tatnell was last seen. And I said to you yesterday that we will not stop until we find answers, and we bring answers to her family and to the Tasmanian community. And today is a really significant step forward in that journey towards finding answers. My heartfelt condolences go out to Shyanne-Lee's family today, and whilst we have confirmed, and I can confirm, that they are human remains that were found yesterday, there is forensic testing that will be required to understand that they are in fact Shyanne-Lee. Having said that, we do believe that it is in fact her. I would really like to thank the Tasmanian community. This has been a really long and complex journey, not only for police, but for everyone, for our community, for our partners, for everyone that has come together in this journey towards finding answers for Shyanne-Lee's family. As I said, my heartfelt condolences go out to her, and although we've not yet, to her family, and although we've not yet confirmed that it is Shyanne-Lee, we do believe that it is her. Have you got any questions?
You said a couple of months ago that this is the sort of case that keeps you up at night.
Yeah.
How has the broader Tasmanian police workforce dealt with it?
I can only say that the level of commitment and dedication, the passion that I have seen in finding answers to this case has just been incredible. It's not just been our detectives and our investigators who are seasoned and experienced here in the north of the state. We have had people from right around the state. We've had analysts and specialists. We've had not only police officers, but we've had state emergency services. We've had amazing support from New South Wales Police, Queensland Police, and of course our partners in the Australian Federal Police as well. Our local volunteers have been incredible, and as you saw yesterday, to have 180 people come out and support the Tasmanian community in finding answers is just incredible. So again, I thank them. There is no doubt that today I have seen emotion from investigators as we have progressed, and it is one more step towards an answer in this case.
Police are obviously searching a Scottsdale property today. Was that searched previously?
Look, I'm not going to go into investigative details. There have been, as you know, previous search activities undertaken, and items of interest have been seized and analysed as part of a forensic examination. The investigation is continuing, and those inquiries will continue.
And at that Scottsdale property today, what kind of things were police specifically looking for?
Yeah, so we're looking for anything that relates to the investigation of the disappearance of Shyanne-Lee Tatnell. We have got Forensic Science Services Tasmania and our forensic experts, as well as our partner agencies assisting us with searches.
Can you talk us through the circumstances of the arrest this afternoon and where this man was arrested?
Look, I can't tell you exactly where he was arrested, and as I said earlier, I have come to you as soon as I possibly can with this information. Our lead investigator, Detective Inspector Hanson, intended to be here with me today. However, he has critical, as you can imagine, operational activities that he's undertaking with his team to make sure that this investigation is done thoroughly and as timely as possible.
The remains were found late yesterday. What kind of condition were they in?
Look, I'm not going to talk about the condition of remains. Shyanne-Lee's family must be having a very traumatic time at the moment, and I just want to extend my condolences to them. You can tell by my demeanour today that we feel with them, and the condition of those remains are such that we will need to get them forensically examined to confirm that it is Shyanne-Lee Tatnell.
And where exactly were they located?
So they were located as part of the search area at Nabowla yesterday, just off from a bush track there.
And is that off the Bridport Back Road?
Yes, that's correct.
And is that forestry land?
Look, I can't confirm exactly.
What happens from here with the forensic testing? How long do you think it's going to take before you can determine if they are in fact Shyanne-Lee's?
So we have been able to determine that they are human remains, and that is a step forward for us. Determining that it is definitely Shyanne-Lee will take some time and potentially up to a week.
The person you have in custody, have they got any kind of connection to Shyanne-Lee?
Look, I don't have that information and I've certainly not been briefed on any connection.
Was the person in custody seen on the footage driving past on Henry Street?
Look, I'm not going to talk to the details of those investigative matters. As you know, there were hundreds of hours put into investigating those vehicles, and every vehicle that we were interested in speaking to, we have spoken to.
Has any kind of weapon been found?
Look, there's been a number of items found as part of the search activity over the last 2 and more months, and all of those items seized prior to yesterday have been forensically examined.
So apart from the remains that were found yesterday, what else have police located in the past 24 hours?
So I haven't been present at any of the search locations, as you can understand. As the Commander, my responsibility is to provide support here. The investigators on scene have those details. I understand that forensics, and they are amazingly talented people, they will be doing full forensic scene analysis at each of those scenes.
Can you talk us through the scale of this investigation and the resources that have gone into it?
I said to the lead investigator some time ago, whatever you need, you will have. And we have maintained that commitment throughout this investigation. In my 28-year career, I've not seen a search of this magnitude. The commitment has been significant and absolutely justified.
Is the person you have in custody the main person of interest in this case, or are you still, are there still suspects out there?
Look, we have taken a person of interest into custody, and I think that that's a significant step forward.
Can you tell us if this man is known to police?
Look, I don't have that information, I'm sorry.
Has he been a person of interest for a long time in the investigation?
Look, I don't know the exact details. What I can say is that we have been following a very specific line of inquiry that has led to the search activity yesterday, and a significant search activity yesterday.
Was there anything else found in that 50-kilometre radius other than remains?
Look, we had over 160 searches. There were lots of items found, and as you can imagine, when the police commander asks them to identify every item that is foreign to that natural environment, there were many, many items located. So they are systematically and very methodically being gone through by the investigators to ensure that any evidence in that scene is secured and appropriately assessed.
There's been reports that Shyanne-Lee was fearful of being followed a week before she disappeared. Was that followed up on?
Every single piece of information has been followed up on. I don't have the details, intricate details of the investigation, but every single piece of information that was either provided to us or created by us in terms of through investigative techniques has been investigated.
We understand that a police report was made in the weeks before her death in relation to an alleged assault. Is that something that relates to the person currently in custody?
Look, I don't have those details in relation to that assault.
Will police be alleging that Shyanne-Lee was taken there that night or at a different time?
Yeah, so again, we are one step closer to finding answers for Shyanne-Lee's family. And I'm not going to talk about the intricate details of an investigation and put that investigation at risk. I don't have those details, but the lead investigator, Detective Inspector Andrew Hansen, will make those details known over time.
Sorry if you already said this, but the release said they were taken into custody a short time ago. Can you tell us what time that was?
Look, I don't have the exact arrest time. It's been a very busy day, as you can imagine. So the exact arrest time I'm not aware of, but it was this afternoon and you were notified shortly after.
And the scenes that have been kind of cordoned off in Scottsdale and Nabowla, will they continue to be cordoned off for a while?
Yes, at the moment they are still held by police.
The property at Scottsdale, is that the person of interest's main residence?
Look, I'm not prepared to discuss the property at Scottsdale or any details that might identify the person that we have in custody.
Is there any more information you can provide about the length of time that's passed between the find last night, the property being searched and the man being taken into custody this afternoon? Was he at large from police, or did he turn himself in, or what was that process?
Look, we have had a very clear plan and that plan has been enacted with investigative quite some investigative detail. So that's all I'll say in relation to that.
Are you expecting any charges to be laid in the near future?
I have the very best of investigators. They will go through an investigative process and they will determine what charges and when.
What resource was utilised to find the remains?
I'm sorry?
Like, was it the dog or is it by foot, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so they were actually located by a person searching on foot.
Last question, guys.
How are searchers doing at the moment who have been out there? It's obviously been a tiring and emotional time for them.
Yeah, so I spoke personally with the team yesterday who located the remains. They were immensely proud of contributing towards, as I said, this journey towards finding answers for Shyanne-Lee's family.
And
Right.
how are
Last
Cheyenne
question,
fam-
please.
Yeah, how is Cheyenne's family doing?
One of our investigators has been in constant contact with Cheyenne's family. I'm sure the Tasmanian community can understand. It must just be a harrowing time for them, and I think it's just appropriate that, again, from Tasmania Police and from the Tasmanian community, our hearts are with them.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kate.
Thank you. That's all right.